Hi everyone. Welcome to today's Q&A about Deso. Hi Natalie. Hi Sam. We'll wait for a few more people to come in before we get going, but we have had quite a few questions come in already that I've got written down, so we will go through those and hopefully get some answers out there to people. How are you getting on with yours, Sam? I know at the moment we're all in lockdown, but everything going okay? Hi Joanne. Fabulous, that's what we like. How is everybody at the moment in lockdown? Is everybody helping out in the NHS? Okay, we'll start going through some of these questions then that have come in. If anybody wants to ask any questions while we're going along, please feel free to ask it, and I'll just go back through and have a look what people have asked whilst we're doing it. So the main question really that started this is, what's the difference between Deso and other fat dissolvers that are out on the market? Well, Aquilix is a first generation fat dissolver, and it's got two ingredients in it really. It's got phosphatidylcholine, which is lipostabil, and that is actually banned now in a few EU countries due to the adverse effects from it. It also contains the sodium deoxycholate in there as well. That is the main ingredient of the Deso product that we use. Deso is a second generation fat dissolver that has had this harmful chemical removed. Also, the way that you inject the product is very different. So you've probably seen Aquilix videos around on Instagram where people are doing multiple injections, small boluses in a grid type layout. Deso is injected using an intralipotherapy technique, so it's one entry point and you're doing multiple passes using a fanning technique in that subcutaneous layer. I've had a question as well about the product and how much it costs. So actually the product costs different amounts depending on who your chosen supplier is. We use Fox Pharmacy for our supply, and currently on Fox it's £72 including VAT, and in that box you get 5 10ml vials of either DesoFace or DesoBody, depending on which one you've ordered. So that's quite a bit of product really in there, and it's a good price, to be fair. I think of MedFX, I saw it around, last time I bought it from MedFX, I think it was about £120 a box, so there's a bit of a difference going on there. Strength of the sodium deoxycholate in the products, this has been asked, what's the strength in it? So DesoBody has 1.25% sodium deoxycholate, whereas DesoFace contains 0.5% deoxycholate. So if you compare that to Aquilix, which is 0.7, it's not far off the same really. Obviously the body is stronger than Aquilix, and actually it's a little bit stronger than Kybella that's used in America. I think that's like 1% sodium deoxycholate. I'm not too sure on it because obviously it's not licensed here and we don't use it over here, but I think that's about right. I've been asked how much our training course is. So our training course is £500. We don't charge VAT at the moment, purely because we're not reaching the threshold to pay VAT. So that's, you know, in itself is a saving for you. When you have completed your course with us, you can also claim a free box of Deso, I think it's DesoFace from Fox Pharmacy, when you place your first order with them. And all of our courses, they are CPD and insurance approved as well, so you know that we are going to be doing like good quality teaching and courses. Sam has actually done the course with us, so I'm sure she'll vouch for me there. I've been asked, what is sodium deoxycholate? So sodium deoxycholate it's actually a bile acid that actually is secreted from your pancreas and your bile duct to break down lipids and break down fats. So it is a naturally occurring bile acid that's used in the products. In terms of treatment, what it basically does is it acts as a medical grade detergent. So it breaks down the cell membrane of the fat cell, and then that allows the fat then to liquefy. Once it's liquefied, it's then excreted naturally through lymphatic drainage of your body, and then out into your feces, unfortunately. So you do get some people questioning, is this normal that my stool has now changed colour and it's light? Yes, that is part of the process. The more fat content into your stool, the lighter the colour of your feces, so that is normal. Areas that you can treat, been asked that as well. So that is a great question. There's quite a few areas actually that you can treat with a product. There's also some questionable areas that you can treat them, but we don't advocate that at all, purely for the fact that, you know, your results can actually make somebody look worse than they were before when you're taking away volume from the face. So we don't advocate that at all, and we tell you which areas those are to stay away from. But the main areas that you'll find people will be asking for is the stomachs, the flanks, the bit of fat that you get there when you've got your bra on, back fat, saddlebags, arms, thighs, and obviously under the chin and buccal fat, so around this area where the jowl is. You can actually treat lipomas as well with the product, which you do get some really good results from, just by injecting directly into those lipomas. But obviously you need to make sure that the lipomas are suitable for you to be injecting in, and we do cover that over in our course as well. I've had a few beauticians ask me if they can train. Unfortunately not. We don't allow beauticians to train with us at DANNYLEE Aesthetics Academy. You know, it's a high risk product that we're using. You can potentially cause a lot of damage to people. You can cause skin necrosis and other adverse events. So we don't allow beauticians to train with us on this particular course. Plus they would find it extremely difficult really to gain insurance for using the product. If you're not a medic, most insurers will turn you away for insurance for Deso. I've been asked what the most important part of treating someone is. It's a bit of a strange question, but aside from obviously the usual things like gaining informed consent and making sure you're competent to do the procedure, the most important part, in my opinion, is the marking up of where you're going to be treating. That's your preparation. If you're going to prepare properly, you're going to get the best results from this product. So that's definitely the most important part in my opinion. And then obviously with your dosing, making sure your dosing is right. I've been asked, I'm already trained in acrylics, can I use Deso products? Simple answer is no, you can't. The different products, different concentrations, your insurance will not cover you if you're qualified to use acrylics to use Deso products because of the difference. So you shouldn't be interchanging your products. And obviously, like I've said before, Deso products should never be injected as small bolus injections like you see with the grid that acrylics people tend to use. This is a specialist technique, and it's very similar to a liposuction technique that's used. So you do require that extra training to be able to use the product. The next question, is Deso a POM? No, Deso is not a POM. However, the Lidocaine that you mix with the Deso, that is a prescription only medicine. it can be used, Deso can be used without lidocaine, but your clients are going to experience a lot of discomfort if you choose to use it like that. So be prepared for complaints really if you're not going to use a lidocaine in it, because it is quite uncomfortable. They say it's like really stingy and burns a lot without the lidocaine. So we don't actually advocate using it without the lidocaine put into the solution, and obviously either a topical or lidocaine infusions where you're going to be injecting from. Next question that we've got: how many treatments would my client need, and how many vials would each treatment cost would be needed? That's hard, really hard to answer over live, purely for the fact is that I haven't seen your clients. Every client is individual. Every client will require a different amount of treatments and a different amount of vials per treatment. I would say that the average number of treatments is probably 2 to 3 treatments they would require, 6 to 8 weeks apart. Vials per treatment, if you're using if you're doing an abdomen, I would probably say 2 to 4 vials for an abdomen, and if you're using DesoFace in the chin, half a vial each treatment to a vial maximum. So you're not using a lot, considering you get a good amount of products in the box when you buy the product. I've been asked if you can treat gynecomastia or man boobs. Again, that's a really tricky question to ask. Technically you can, but we tell you not to, purely for the fact is that you would need a full medical investigation to make sure you know what's underneath in the anatomy. Make sure there's no breast tissue there, and that's not something that a lot of us can do competently. So they need a full medical workup really from a doctor to be able to treat successfully with Deso. So I would steer away from using it in that area. And as a trainer, I don't advocate it at all. Has anybody got any questions so far? Everyone's quiet, so I'll just carry on. I've only got a couple of other questions to answer. So, okay, so the last question that's been asked so far is when are we opening for training again? Well, how long is a piece of string? These times are uncertain, and we don't really know what's going on any more than anybody else from what we see on the news. Obviously I'm still working in the NHS, so I'm dedicating all my time at the moment supporting my colleagues really, and looking after patients out in the community in the fight against COVID-19. But obviously as soon as we know, we'll let you know through our social media networks, and you know, we are ready to go and get training people again. So it's just a matter of when the government lift the lockdown up really. So yeah, that's it. If anybody's got any questions, please feel free to ask. I don't think anybody's going to ask any questions, or I can't see them coming up on the screen, so I'm glad you enjoyed the training, Sam. Okay, so it was only a short live today. Obviously we'll try and do a few more about different things that we either do in clinic or we teach and offer courses for. We have got some small e-learning packages that are available on our website, but I am going to end the live here now. I do look forward to seeing you all in the future, so just take care and stay safe.